So do you enjoy the content here on Thoughtful Faith? If so, be sure to hit the notification bell. This ensures that our new videos show up on your feed. Also, be sure to check out our Facebook group called Thoughtful Saints, where myself and others discuss the sorts of topics found on this channel. And lastly, if you think other people would benefit from this video, please be sure to share it. So in this video, I want to address people's concerns about the church keeping its financial dealings so private. Why is the church keeping this all private? Well, I think we are seeing right now, with the recent events, exactly why.
I got a new idea for a lawsuit against the LDS Church today. You know, a lot of lawsuits have been filed in recent years wanting tithing money back on the basis that the church has misrepresented its religious beliefs to its members. Those lawsuits have typically gone nowhere because they've gotten bogged down in the protections provided by the First Amendment. But this week, the landscape has completely changed.
An institution with billions of dollars becomes a target, not only to lame, small-time critics online, but also to major players and governments around the world. If you stick out on the global stage as a big financial player with deep pockets, all sorts of things change. Also, have you noticed how both members and non-members alike suddenly have very strong opinions about how the church should spend its money, and these opinions came about as soon as they found out about how much money the church had? The church's money can become an unnecessary stumbling block. When any person or institution has a lot of money, suddenly everyone seems to have an opinion on how it should be spent and managed. People become bothered when the funds they contributed are not used in the way that they like. Furthermore, government entities around the world suddenly have an increased interest in monitoring what you do, and corrupt people in government have the temptation to dig into the pockets that they feel are too deep. But shouldn't the regular members keep the leaders accountable for how tithes are used? Don't we have a say in all this? No, that's not how tithing works. Tithes are an offering to God. You don't pay tithing because you are investing in the church and then overseeing the use of those funds like a citizen in a nation state. The whole point of tithing is to give up the money entirely with no strings attached. The act of tithing is an act of faith precisely because you are giving up all rights to those funds and trusting in God and those who He has called to be stewards over that offering. It is an offering to God, not an investment or tax paid as a citizen or a shareholder in some sort of a corporation. For me personally, I feel like tithing is a sublime way for me to show by action to God that money is not more important than Him. And I'm willing to part with it for Him with no strings attached. If those funds are misused by a bishop, stake president, or even general authority, that is between them and God. I would not care if they burned my tithing in a back room. I would show up next month with my 10% to offer. My call was to show my faith by offering a sacrifice. My tithing is not about the money. It's about me showing God that He and His kingdom matter more than money. And I have a deep belief and testimony in the spiritual and temporal blessings that come from tithing. So no, there is no great conspiracy in which some group in the church is getting rich off the tithing funds. And there are good reasons why the church wants to keep its financial matters private. And while ultimately it is not my call on how these funds are used, it seems to me that this large savings fund ultimately is about the long-term vision and strategy of the church. The church is playing the long game, and I can certainly think of many good reasons why the church would want to have a lot more than $6,000 per member saved if we are considering what kind of events and trends are possible in the next 100 years.